Look, I don't want to be interrupted by anybody for anything. New Year's Rockin' Eve starts in 48 hours. I got a lot of stuff to do. I mean, this is really sad, huh? This is for Lassie. All right, hold on a second. Amy, hold all the calls. Yeah, please. This is going to take a little while. Hey, I hope you got a lot of tape. This dog and I go back a long way.
I seem to remember Sunday evenings. I think it was 7 o'clock. It was a ritual. I couldn't miss Lassie.
Did you hear that? Yeah. Lassie's the very best dog in the world.
Mr. Ed, the talking horse, was a fascinating personality. But Lassie had something special.
I've lived to see everything. Well, this is one for the books.
Well, he was a pretty hairy dog, you know.
Lassie just wanted to be friends. Lassie likes everybody. Don't you, girls?
You know, when I started out in television back in the 50s, there were really only 2 stars that were so big they were known by just one name. There was Lucci, and there was Lassie.
People are sure being nice to us.
Well, that's because of Lassie. If you're talking television, and you're talking dogs, you're talking Lassie.
Lassie, Unleashed. 280 dog years in TV. Starring Dick Clark, Phyllis Diller, Dennis Franz, Charles Grodin.
I cannot bark like Lassie.
Kermit the Frog, Susan Lucci, Dave Thomas, Barry Williams. And from the cast of the original series, June Lockhart, Jon Provost, Hugh Reilly, Tom Rettig, Joey D.Vieira, and of course, Lassie. Lassie Unleashed, 280 dog years in TV, brought to you by Pro 409 Spray Cleaner. For the toughest grease and grime, you need Pro 409.
The city never sleeps. When most of us go home, that's when the professional cleaners go to work. But not with ordinary household cleaners. They go with professional strength. Now you can too. 409 introduces its professional strength formula. New Pro 409 Spray Cleaner. Super concentrated Pro 409 cleans the toughest grease and grime, even in water. To clean like a pro, get new professional strength Pro 409.
Now that Hidden Valley makes ready-to-eat dips, people are diving in. Dive into new Hidden Valley dips, now in the salad dressing aisle.
The power of Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine is taking shape in new Alka-Seltzer Plus liquid gels, rushing concentrated medicines to relieve your worst cold. Rush relief with new Alka-Seltzer Plus liquid gels.
Friday.
I've been asked to pledge Beta Chi.
Eddie's big man on campus till the Greeks meet the geek.
If my best bud is having a party, I'm here to get down.
Family Matters, followed by Boy Meets World. Friday on
TGIF. The very first television that we ever had, I think I was about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old. When televisions were new and the screens were about this big, I remember they set the TV up and they plugged it in, hooked it into the aerial, and the first show that we watched was Lassie.
This is Lassie. You know Lassie? Everybody knows Lassie. Lassie became top dog in Hollywood during World War II. And beginning in 1954, television made her a big part of everybody's family.
To young Jeff Miller, I leave the best thing I've got. My dog, Lassie.
To me?
She's all yours, son.
For the first 4 years of her series, Lassie lived with this Jeff here. That's Jeff Miller, his mother and Gramps. And let's not forget his best friend, Porky. They called him Porky for good reason.
Hi, girl.
When Jeff grew up, they gave Lassie to a new boy. That was little Timmy, a very happy Timmy.
I'm glad you're my dog, and you always will be.
Now, Timmy lived with his parents, Ruth and Paul Martin. But 7 years flew by in a wink of an eye, and Timmy grew up too.
But, Dad, you don't understand. Lassie's my friend, my best friend.
Wow, it's hard to believe, but it's been a long time since those days of Lassie and Timmy. Since those long ago Sunday nights when kids and parents all over America spent a happy half hour with Lassie. Now, people still love watching them old episodes. As a matter of fact, Lassie and I spent a lot of time glued to them tapes. Too much, if you ask me. I mean, how many times can you watch a dog save somebody? Oh, by the way, I'm Mel, her best friend. Actually, being Lassie's pal is as good as it gets. I mean, what's to complain? We hang out on this great spread. No pun intended, but I can call it a dog's life. That's why almost nothing ever gets me off the ranch. Except this one big event had me scurrying into town. You see, it's Lassie's 40th anniversary in TV. And I wanted the network to make a big deal out of it. Because a friend's got to do what a friend's got to do, you know?
Mel, I gotta tell you, it's a nice twist and all, you rescuing Lassie. But the truth is, it won't test well. I mean, what can I say? Research shows people are tired of dog in jeopardy movies. What else you got for me?
Fasten your seatbelt. Here's the thought.
Mel, that is a killer idea. Lassie's 40th anniversary in TV. Why didn't you pitch me that one right away? Big stars, great clips, lots of nostalgia. Just one question.
Right.
Does it have to be about Lassie?
What are you, a moron?
I know. It's just that right now dinosaurs are so much hotter than dogs.
A lot deader, too.
Relax. We'll make it work.
All right. I knew that the tribute was going to happen. I couldn't wait to tell the collie. What a perfect anniversary present for my amigo.
Lassie all set for the big day?
Every day's a big day for her, Mr. Walsh.
I'm embarrassed to say that Beethoven declined to appear in this tribute to Lassie. Beethoven takes a movie star elitist attitude toward Lassie as a television star. I pointed out to Beethoven that Lassie's career has spanned so many decades, and he shows courage and honor and trustworthiness. And Beethoven said to me, yeah, but Lassie's not funny. I said, you know, there's a lot of things in life that are more important than being funny, but Beethoven didn't see it that way.
Come on, Lassie. Roll over, play dead. Come on, roll over and play dead, Lassie.
What a dopey dog. You know, good thing about working with Lassie, she never copped the star attitude.
Lassie's part of this family, and she's just going to have to learn to accept it. There's no room in this house for two stubborn females.
Yeah, usually, most of the time, Lassie was a one-take actor.
Hey, she's got more brains than people.
Why, Lassie, I think you have eyes in the back of your head.
I told you, Mom. Lassie's an extraordinary dog.
She certainly is. I saw Lassie do a scene in class years ago with Dustin Hoffman, and if you were to guess at that time which one, you would have said Lassie would have gone to it, because Dustin, you know, but Lassie, he had it from the beginning, and he got along with everybody, and I think his stardom is well-deserved.
Lassie, that's a good name for a good dog.
Lassie.
There would often be these scenes where I'm supposed to be saying,
Lassie, come here.
And Lassie's trying to decide and looking like, well, should I go to Jeff or should I go over here? And so the way we'd usually do that is I'd be on one side calling Lassie, and then Rudd, Lassie's owner, would be around the corner on the other side calling Lassie.
Mostly, the dog was so fully concentrated on Rudd and Sam, the two trainers, and the little bit of beef that they were holding, because the dogs worked all day for little bites of beef.
Timmy, I think our dog is hungry again.
Sometimes I would eat the food. So we would do a scene right, and Lassie would get her reward, and I'd go over there and kind of beg for my reward, and would get it.
Lassie's learned how to spell.
Spell?
You knew all of her tricks.
Well, most of them.
Well, just spell one. And Lassie'll do it, without my telling her to.
All right. L-I-E-D-O-W-N.
Now another. You, Dad.
All right. Lassie, roll...
No, spell it.
Oh, excuse me.
Some of the things they gave the dog to do were absolutely absurd. And somehow or another, he was, for the most part, able to train the dogs to do that.
Step right up, folks. Have your fortune told by the only dog swummy in the world. Go on, ask any question. I want to know if I look funny with my braces. Will I look pretty after my teeth are straightened? Thank you, Swami.
You know, it's lucky that dog can't talk, or they'd have her out selling vacuum cleaners.
You know, the dogs that came along later, the Benjis, with Chevy's voice and that, they didn't cut it for me, you know. I mean, Lassie did what a good dog should do. Bark talk.
Mom, you can't ask her questions, because the only way she'll answer you is by barking back.
We had to pretend as though we were communicating with the dog, but, you know, in reality, the conversation of, what? Timmy's fallen down the well?
Here, I hope Timmy hasn't fallen off that horse.
Lassie was a friend. Lassie was someone who could save your life. Lassie had an uncanny ability to communicate danger and jeopardy to human beings that no human being could even do.
Lassie, I'm scared.
So Tommy falls down a mine shaft, or George Cleveland is hanging off the edge of a tractor.
Get help, Lassie!
Lassie comes to the house, and with a series of...
What is it, girl?
What is it, girl? What is it, girl?
What is it, girl? What is it, Lassie? Where's Timmy? Okay, I get it. Lead the way.
Take us to Jeff, Lassie.
Go on, girl, go on. Help! It's a blast! Help! Pull, girl, pull! Pull, Lassie, pull! Lassie, help! Lassie, help! Help!
Lassie could swim underwater without a scuba tank and pull you out of the wreckage of a car. She could fish you off the edge of a cliff. She could grab you by your shirt and pull you from a flaming building. There's all kinds of things Lassie could do. Lassie could go into a barn where the barn was on fire with her nose and teeth, remove all the latches, release all the cattle and the horses, and let them out.
Where's Rembrandt?
Rembrandt? Who's he?
Her dog. He's in the house. Oh, he'll burn up. Somebody save him. He'll burn up.
No dogs that I ever ran into could do that. Only Lassie. Because I would try this with dogs, like, has anything dangerous happened? And they just look at you, you know. Is anyone in trouble? They just look at you. You know, surely there must be someone somewhere who's fallen off the edge of a cliff, who's hanging to a tree limb. Only Lassie could do that.
Push it down, Lassie!
All right, Lassie. Come on. Come on, a little farther. Now. All right, come on now, Lassie. Let's jump.
Lassie, jump! Lassie, jump! Lassie can do anything.
When we return, my buddy Lassie here falls on some very hard times.
You touch it. It's alive. It's mildew. And cleaning it isn't enough. You have to kill it with Tilex. Tilex's disinfecting formula kills mildew and destroys its stain. Kill mildew with Tilex. Now at a new low price.
How would you feel about a hair color with natural ingredients? Now here's a first. Introducing Clairol's Natural Instincts. The only hair color with a rare blend of aloe, chamomile, ginseng. In just 10 minutes, hair that looks natural and is actually better conditioned than before you colored it. Follow your natural instincts from Clairol.
Eggnog, mashed potatoes and gravy, Santa cookies, Aunt Wilma's bundt cake.
The average American can gain 4 to 7 pounds during the holidays.
You could be one of them.
Cheese balls.
So include the Kellogg's Special K breakfast in your New Year's diet. And get the scale moving in the right direction.
Fruitcake, fruitcake, fruitcake.
Kellogg's Special K. Lose the holiday fat.
Wrangler jeans have always been worn by cowboys. But nowadays, even horses wear them. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Wrangler, the perfect jean for your 10-year-old son. And your 10-year-old husband. Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans.
The city never sleeps. When we go home, the professional cleaners go to work with their pro-strength cleaning formulas, like new Pro 409 spray cleaner, super concentrated for the toughest cleaning jobs. To clean like a pro, get new Pro 409.
Spend New Year's Eve Flintstone style. With a wedding of the century.
Will you marry me?
You bet I will.
A movie parents will love watching with their kids. The ABC family movie, The Flintstones, in I Yabba Dabba Doo, Saturday here on ABC.
Sunday.
He's awfully cute.
It's Lois Lane's sister and her kryptonite-powered boy toy.
There's only room for one Superman in this town. Oh, what a wuss!
You know, I thought that I might never see you again.
An all-new Lois and Clark, Sunday on ABC.
There's some ways that I really can relate to Lassie because, you know, she had a success very early on in her career, a big success, star of her own show, and that kind of thing. And
is this the Partridge Family guy or the one from the Brady Bunch?
And she went into reruns there. I think it was a little tough for her. She had to struggle a bit. The auditions weren't coming like they had been coming before, and of course she had been terribly typecast as a dog, and that's a hard thing to get past.
In the mid-'70s, I think that was when Lassie lost her network deal. I mean, things got, you know, pretty hard because she came on, of all things, the $25,000 pyramid. I mean, she didn't have anything to promote. She just needed the money. And when she lost, ooh, it really got ugly.
Lassie, I know you've been with us a long time. I don't know, I just have to do something with you. I mean, you're getting away with murder. You know, I've got to lay down the laws. Benji, she's going through the roof. Snoopy, through the roof. I mean, what can you do? That's just not enough anymore, girl. I mean, they're out there making millions. Do you know what Benji made last year? Well, how much did you make last year? Well, that just doesn't cut it, Lassie. Take a walk.
Lassie really withdrew after that. I want to be honest with you. He wasn't taking calls. There was some question whether he was even going to do TV anymore. He was very hurt. He didn't understand where his television public was.
A collie's a pretty sensitive animal, Ellen. Unlike some dogs, he needs the comfort and protection of human beings. When one of them mistreats him, something happens. He goes wild, turns killer.
That collie's the same one came after me last night. I hit her with a beef hook, but I guess she's stubborn.
You crazy fool. No wonder that kid's snooping around here. And that dog's smarter than you are. She'll track you down and tear your throat out.
I'm telling you, watching Lassie all these years, I learned an awful lot about catching crooks. You see, sometimes your modern police methods work, and sometimes you got to do what Lassie did.
Get away from me. Get away!
You go with your gut, and that dog has the instincts of a homicide detective. Believe me, Lassie never bothered a law-abiding citizen, and she always got her man.
Let's get out of here.
It's that collie again.
I want you to get rid of that collie. Now. I don't care how you do it, just do it.
As a kid, I remember watching Lassie catch somebody trying to steal a calf or a pickpocket at a church picnic. Right then and there, I knew I wanted to be a cop.
I said beat it.
You can't put that here.
We've got over $200 worth of dogs back there. And that's not counting that Cocker Spaniel. And he'll be in the lost and found column in no time.
How much do you think you'll bring?
Plenty. People are suckers about man's best friend.
Man, I remember that episode when Lassie went up against the dog nappers. I'm telling you, that dog may be a girl, but she's got stones.
Hey, what's going on here?
The boys in the station all agree on one thing. There's nothing tougher than breaking up a crime that's already in progress. Whew. That can be brutal.
Get her up! What's going on here?
Listen, kid, I've had all I want from you. One peep out of your arm.
She doesn't have a patrol car. She doesn't have a gun. She doesn't call in backup units, no fancy computers, no forensics, nah. The dog fights crime with one thing and one thing only, guts. You know, Lassie could always fool you. Kind of like Sipowicz in that way. I mean, you look at the dog after she caught a crook. She'd be winded with her tongue hanging out. For all we know, maybe that long coat is hiding a little paunch. But like Sipowicz, you'd never want to cross that dog. No.
Well, Timmy, I guess I'll have to make you and Lassie special deputies.
Did you hear that, girl?
I remember one time, Lassie and I had just finished having lunch together at the Friars Club. I had the salmon, and he had the, kibble, I think. Anyway, as we went outside and began walking down the street together, Lassie saw somebody putting money into a parking meter, and I swear to you, he said, "Oh, my God, they're putting in pay toilets."
The Friars roasted Lassie, and Lassie sat there and kind of smiled for the first 15 minutes, and then started biting people. So they brought that to an end.
Ding dong it. Jeff? All I said was ding dong it. That's getting pretty close. Greg says it all the time.
Well, I say ding dong it so I won't say something else. At your age, you should say gosh so you won't say ding dong it. Kind of complicated, but that's how it is.
Every episode had a moral, so you always learned why something happened and how it was taken care of in the end, and so you knew what to do because of that.
This sign's for Melonhead. I know it won't bring her back, girl. But maybe it'll save someone else. If this doesn't slow cars down, nothing will.
Johnny Sexton, you know the reason that dog attacked you. That was the dog that was with the animal you ran down when you were speeding the other day.
Oh, I was just an old raccoon.
Maybe to you it was just an old raccoon. But to Lassie, well, it was a friend.
What's the use then of going to Sunday school and of learning the golden rule about do unto others as you would have them do unto you? Does that only go for people, or doesn't it stand for dogs and cats and rabbits and even pigeons?
There's one thing you gotta understand about people and dogs. They gotta belong. They gotta feel wanted and needed.
You know, when you do 210 of them, and they are not all that different,
one has a tendency to forget some of them, unless they were startlingly different.
Good morning.
The family had always had an ice box, and the ice was delivered by a character actor who'd worked the show for years and years, and this wrote him out, of course. We subtitled the show The Iceman Goeth.
What do we do for ice, Mom?
We're getting a brand new, second-hand, electrically operated, gleaming, white, modern refrigerator.
We're all starved.
Me too.
Good. Well, everything's ready. Get washed up.
Oh, my goodness, Lassie, don't tell me you did an entire episode about a new refrigerator. What'd you save the family from? Warm milk?
Yeah, it is sort of pretty, isn't it?
Well, let others have their mink coats. Then, of course, it turned out in the script that the dog was wary of the refrigerator and did not like it and did not like the noise that it made at all. We all eat out of the refrigerator. And you enjoy the same privilege. Now, there it is. If you want it or don't, it's up to you. One night, I wake up and can hear the dog growling at the refrigerator in the kitchen. So I come out and my hair is down the back and I've got my robe on and I come in and I talk to the dog about the refrigerator. Lassie, can't you try to get along with my new refrigerator? Please? I wouldn't bark at something you've always wanted. A nice refrigerator. See? And I actually had to stroke the refrigerator down on my knees, talking to the dog, and say, "See, Lassie, nice refrigerator. Good refrigerator, Lassie." And then I had this great line, "You see, Lassie, you can't stop progress." Oh! So you've finally given in. The refrigerator is a friend after all. Well, you're a very, very good dog.
Please now, Colin.
Yes, miracles happen when me and Lassie come back. The frog talks.
Carrie Novak won't waste a minute battling her cold. Pills take time to dissolve, so she'll rush relief with the effervescent power of Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. It's ready the moment you take it, rushing powerful medicines to soothe your aches, relieve your runny nose, free your breathing.
Okay, now, today I'd like to talk to you about adding color and texture.
Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Come on in. It's the 16th annual Toyotathon, and you've got to see the all-new Tercel. The right car for the time, starting at $10,000. How low can you go? Or lease a Corolla, the benchmark of quality for only $189 a month. And there are big factory-to-dealer incentives, so hurry into your Toyota dealer to see the hottest all-star lineup of new Toyotas today. New year, new cars, great Toyotathon deals.
As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Nothing melts away the cold like a delicious hot bowl of Campbell's soup.
Let it snow, let it snow.
Campbell's.
Sunday, ring in an hour of laughs for the new year. With a double episode of America's Funniest Home Videos. With some of the best from Auld Lang Syne and some that have never been seen before. It's America's Funniest Hour, Sunday here on ABC.
Lassie Unleashed, 280 dog years of TV will continue in a moment here on ABC.
He's a jock turned sportscaster.
He's fabulous. We must never tell him.
Corbin Burnson's back.
Libby, will you help me?
From the makers of Coach.
Libby, why is your hand so hairy?
Hormones? It's a whole new ballgame coming January 9th on ABC.
When your day is full, but you're running on empty, give yourself a boost. It's a new energy nutritional drink in 4 delicious flavors with protein, carbohydrates, and 25 vitamins and minerals. Help replace the energy you burn. Give yourself a boost.
She trusts you for everything, and your breast milk is best. But if she needs a formula, who can you trust? You can trust Gerber. There simply is no better formula. If it doesn't come from you, shouldn't it come from Gerber?
When the year ends, your Mazda dealer ends it big. With 2.9% financing on the 95 Protege and 626. Plus $500 cash back on Protege. And $750 cash back on 626. It's your Mazda dealer's 10-day year-end clearance. But hurry, savings end January 3rd. Save big at your Mazda dealer now.
Michael York and Sarah Miles have great expectations tonight after Nightline.
Lassie, now listen. Go down to the lake and call Henrietta. Walk around the shore and call her. Do you understand? She doesn't know what I'm talking about. The lake. Go down to the lake and call Henrietta. Call the frog.
Yep, Sunday night at 7 was a very special time in the swamp. You know, we'd all gather around and wait for Lassie to start. Of course, we had to wait a long time because we didn't have a TV set. But once we got one, it was great.
What's the matter, girl? Oh, no.
You know, Lassie and I both work with a lot of different animals. Lassie's worked with elephants and bears and raccoons and alligators. He's even worked with pigs, and I certainly know how difficult that can be.
Roll over. Roll over.
I have put up with a sick rabbit in my kitchen and a crippled crow in the attic. But I draw the line at a seal.
Oh, no, not again.
Too many rich fools, I guess.
You know, strangely enough, my favorite Lassie episode was called The Frog. You know, it co-starred my distant cousin Henrietta.
Maybe he's got a cold or something. Who ever heard of a frog getting a cold? Just 'cause nobody heard of it doesn't say it couldn't happen. Like, he could have the measles or the chicken pox. Feel his nose. Frogs don't have noses. He didn't feel where his nose ought to be.
In that episode, Henrietta was, well, she was with tadpoles, so to speak. That was in the days when frogs couldn't say they were pregnant on television.
How many eggs do you expect her to lay? I beg your pardon?
Frogs lay jillions of eggs. Anyway, I can't move her now.
I know, because she's in a delicate condition.
Well, she is. How would you like it if somebody moved you while you were trying to lay eggs?
Now, in addition to Lassie, Jeff had a human best friend, and his name was Porky.
Tills, you ought to make your own self-starter on a Model T. What's a Model T? Automobile, Dopey.
Don't tell the others, but Porky was my favorite character.
Hey, you'd better get back to work. We might fix the spring. Should we go halvesies on anything we found? I helped you. You haven't helped very much.
Well, let me put it this way, Mel.
Yeah.
Out of the 40 years that Lassie's been in television, there's only a few of us that are still alive to talk about it. And I'm one of them. And I'll tell you what, for 30 years they've tried to get me to, but tonight, I'll do it for you. There it is. That's the call that America was calling out for best friends. E-R-K.
Jeff and me are pals, and we don't want any girls hanging around sometimes. Right, Jeff? Right.
You could have put the turkey leg down for a minute. Nobody's going to steal it.
And anyway, you've had 4 glasses of lemonade. Isn't that enough?
Jeff had as much as me.
Jeff can have all the lemonade he wants. He's a hero. He saved my life. Heroes can have anything they want.
Boy.
We didn't get along at all during the show. Oh, I think we fought about just about anything we could. Joey and I may have seemed to have had a lot of fun on the show, but we would be fighting like wild animals right up until the time the director said roll them.
We gotta finish and get loaded. There's no dessert on this list. No cake, no cookies, or nothing. Pirates don't eat dessert. Then who wants to be a pirate? I'd rather go down to Mississippi. You'd rather have dessert than treasure? I'd rather have both. Yummy chocolate layer cake. Paddle, Porky. Well, your mom sure is a good cook. All you think about is your stomach. I have plenty to think about.
You sure are grumpy today.
I've got problems. Money? Lions.
What I remember about the lion story, it was certainly the episode that people talked about from our show. Primarily because the lion got loose, went crazy, tore things apart. I was in awe. That lion was Jackie the lion, which was the same old lion by then that did the roar for MGM. Okay, that's the lion. The trainer of the lion said to everybody, no matter what you do, do not run. Now comes the action where the lion comes into the kitchen from the outside, and he jumps off the floor onto that stove, and from that stove out onto the set. Everybody went crazy. I just sat there going, wow, look at him go and tear things up. I was having a great time.
You know, maybe it was a cow I saw instead of a lion. You should have tried to milk it. Then you'd know.
And, you know, Tommy and I both had grown, but Tommy had gone from, hi, Porky, to, hi, Porky. And, well, you know, it was time the producers knew that it was goodbye to the adolescence and hello, puberty.
So long, Corky.
So long, Jeff.
Come on, girl. I think my favorite episode would be leaving the show. I wanted so desperately to get out at that point. It was just a pure pleasure to be able to give John Lassie and walk away and be something of a normal teenager.
Timmy. Don't cry, Timmy. I'm going to leave Lassie with you. She's better off on a farm. You need her more than I do. Lassie, now listen. You stay with Timmy, girl. Take real good care of him. Like you always took care of me. And I'll come back to see you sometime, real soon. Goodbye, girl. Let's go.
Thanks, Jeff.
He can't do nothing. It's a she, not a he.
Take him out. No dogs allowed in here.
She's not a him, she's a her.
Get that dog out of here. Do you hear me? Get him out immediately.
Oh, it's not a him, it's a her.
When I started the show, kids sometimes would say, hey, I've heard that Lassie is a boy dog, is it?
Now, as we know, Lassie is a female, but not, some people say he's played by a male, but he is a female, but he's supposed to be a male. There's a big gender confusion there. There's no question about that.
So I went to Rudd Weatherwax, who owned and trained Lassie. I said, Rudd, is it true that the dog we have is a male dog? Because you couldn't tell with a collie it was so furry. He said, yes. Somebody once said, this is the highest paid female impersonator in television.
Well.
Lassie got a skin rash, lost hair in a very strategically important part that uncovered the fact that he was a he and not a she. The studio went crazy. They couldn't let this happen. They tried filming with different angles and finally called in Max Factor himself to design and fit Lassie with a wig.
I never wanted to get through all that hair and find out. I just sort of accepted that Lassie was Lassie and a long-haired dog, and we'll just leave it at that.
No, it's Lassie. She's frustrated.
Frustrated?
See, she had a false alarm. That's what the veterinarian said. She thought she was going to have puppies, but she didn't. So we thought she could have one of your kittens instead. You just had 8, didn't you? But what's wrong with her?
You been marking the calendar lately like I told you?
She's going to have her pups.
I'm going to have pups, too, if you don't let go of my arm so I can milk the cow to get them eggs in there.
Lassie had pups on our show, I think, a couple of times. It was a male dog playing a female dog. So if he could play the role and sit there and let those little pups look like they're nursing on him, the professional that he was, Lassie went on and let them do it.
Oh, stick around, because I think coming up next is the dumbest episode I ever saw. You're gonna love it.
Red Lobster presents the perfect dinner. Our lobster and shrimp feast. Start with a sensational shrimp cocktail. Wow! Then indulge in a luscious lobster tail. Oh, the sweetest. Savor lobster and shrimp scampi over pasta. And our largest golden fried shrimp. All together in our lobster and shrimp feast for a short time at Red Lobster. And for your home or office, party platters to go. Ready in 1 hour. Happy holidays.
The city never sleeps. When most of us go home, that's when the professional cleaners go to work. But not with ordinary household cleaners. They go with professional strength. Now you can too. 409 introduces its professional strength formula. New Pro 409 Spray Cleaner. Super concentrated Pro 409 cleans the toughest grease and grime, even in water. To clean like a pro, get new professional strength Pro 409.
If there's a kid who's interested in what you do, share what you've learned with them. You might turn their interest into ambition. Help a child learn and keep learning.
I'm James Brolin, and I'll be your host as we journey to Africa and come face to face with this mysterious continent's most powerful hunter. Join me for Lion, Africa's King of the Beasts, on the next World of Discovery special.
All new next here on ABC.
Now, this could be a false memory, but I seem to recall Lassie jumping off the Empire State Building and landing on the top of a biplane and pulling the pilot out, taking the controls of the plane over and landing it. Was that an episode that... Okay, I thought so.
Mrs. Martin?
Yes?
My name's Bob Miner. I'm a state trapper. Is Mr. Martin home?
No, he's not. May I help you?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact,
Well, look, here, why don't you come on in where it's warm? This is certainly no weather to be standing on doorstep.
Lassie, please don't make me watch this one again. I thought I was your friend. Please, I'm begging you. This is torturing, man. This is the dumbest episode ever. Hit the remote. Come on, let's watch Lost in Space.
There was one episode which I would love to share with you. It was a cold and wintry day, and I was taking ribs to the Grange meeting. And on the way, I got a flat tire. Oh, no. I then pull out the new tire to change it, and it gets away from me down a hill. Oh, hey! I follow it, and on the way to recovering it, get my foot caught in a bear trap, like this, on the ankle. What to do? Help! here I am out in the middle of the forest. There's nobody to save me. The ribs are getting cold.
Help! All right, now, Ruth Martin. Stop acting like an idiot. Hysterics isn't going to get you anywhere. What you need is a calm, sensible look at the situation.
And then we have a cut up into a nearby tree of a mountain lion going, "Rawr." Oh, mountain lions are always found in Wisconsin. And so here's this thing. I've got my foot in the thing, and what to do? Well, pretty soon, who comes to save me but Lassie?
Oh, I'm so happy to see you.
And I say to Lassie, do you remember the C-clamp, showing her the shape of the C-clamp, that we keep on the counter by the kitchen sink? Would you please bring it to me?
Do you remember the C-clamp that the trapper brought? Well, I think I left it on the sink. Would you go get it for me?
Now, everybody keeps their C-clamps next to the sink. The dog goes, Off she goes, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee through the fields. Oh, and while she's gone, there are intercuts of me in pain going, oh, like this, and then cuts of the mountain lion going at me, you see.
Oh, Lassie, that's a good try, but that's my cheese slicer. Lassie, look, the C-clamp, the one you picked up off the floor, remember? Well, go get it. Try. That's a girl. Hurry, Lassie.
Good girl, Lassie, she has brought me the C-clamp with appropriate rounds from the mountain lion, and I am then finally able to release my foot from the bear trap. And soon thereafter, Paul, my husband, and I think Uncle Petrie arrived, having missed me at the Grange and my ribs.
They look good.
Oh, they're cold.
Well, like I always say, there's nothing better than a crisp, cold spare rib.
That's what I say.
Well, have one on me. Oh, Lassie, would you like one, too? You certainly deserve it. There, be my honored guest. All right, there you are. Well, just as you always say, there is nothing like a cold, crisp spare rib.
Where the boomer hears that you saved Mom from that old cougar.
Well, it was lovely to be part of a show like that. Not only did it touch so many people for such a long period of time, I would probably be with it still if they hadn't changed the format.
Every Sunday night, I would sit down and watch Lassie like just about everybody else did. And, you know, I'd end up crying at the end of the show like everybody else.
Does your cousin Tony really want to buy Lassie? Does he? Jeff, you can't. You can't sell Lassie. Gramps would do anything for me. You said yourself he could die if he doesn't get an operation. Yeah, I know, but I've been trying to figure out what I could sell. All my junk's not worth much. The only thing I got's Lassie. You think I like the idea? You think I want to sell her?
Lassie goes on trial tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
On trial?
In plain language, Jeff, it means that if Lassie is found guilty, the court will order her destroyed.
Mom! What is it? What's the matter? They're going to kill
What is it, Doc? What is it?
She's going blind.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe something can be done.
I'm afraid not.
Dear God, would you please get in touch with Santa Claus and tell him the only present I want is for Lassie to get well. Thank you. Amen.
What are you doing, dear?
Cleaning some things out of my closet.
But these are Lassie's toys.
I know. I'm getting rid of them.
I don't understand.
Lassie's never coming back, Mom. I don't think she's dead or anything. I bet she's got a new home right now with someone real nice. We'll just never see her again. That's all.
Oh, Tim. I'm sorry. You'll have to excuse your mother. I'm pretty fond of Lassie, too, you know.
Lassie. Lassie.
Story about a beautiful friendship between a boy and his dog. And anyone who has had a special friend like Lassie knows just how great that can be.
Touch it. It's alive. It's mildew. And cleaning it isn't enough. You have to kill it with Tilex. Tilex's disinfecting formula kills mildew and destroys its stain. Kill mildew with Tilex. Now at a new low price.
This holiday, save a place in your heart for the perfect movie. Easily one of the year's best. 2 enthusiastic thumbs up. Winona Ryder is Oscar-bound. Little Women, rated PG. At theaters now.
I love Little Caesar's Crazy Dippers. Always like dipping things. Dip these in bronze. Remember that spot?
Now get 2 pepperoni pizzas for $7.99 and 16 Crazy Bread Dippers and 2 dipping sauces free.
Pizza, pizza.
Introducing Alka-Mints. For heartburn, people prefer the taste 2-to-1 over Rolaids. And Alka-Mints neutralize more stomach acid, too. So you'll be in mint condition. Mint condition. It's very amusing. Alka-Mints. Feeling better fast. Never tasted so good.
Now that Hidden Valley makes ready-to-eat dips, people aren't just dipping in, they're diving in. Hidden Valley, dips worth diving into, now in the salad dressing aisle.
Friday.
Dad, I'm 18 years old. I think I can handle a credit card.
The charge account kid goes over his limit.
He had more plastic on him than Cher.
Step by step, followed by Sister Sister on a special night, Friday.
When love became obsession.
I don't know what I'd do if you left me.
The man of her dreams became her worst nightmare. Gregory Harrison, Connie Selica.
This man is stalking me. What's going to happen next?
A Dangerous Affair, Sunday here on ABC.
Lassie unleashed 280 dog years in TV, brought to you by new Hidden Valley ready-to-eat dips. The dips that are worth diving into.
A happy 40th anniversary now. If you figure that out in dog years, that is what, 280 years. Long may you bark.
Congratulations, Lassie. You know, both of us have been working in television now for almost 40 years. Confidentially, though, I don't think either of us really look our age.
Congratulations, Lassie, on 40 years of stardom. You're looking better than ever.
I just couldn't sit this one out. Keep on wagging, girl.
Congratulations, Lassie. Surviving 40 years in show business is no mean feat, and I should know. I've done it twice. Do you love it?
Lassie, what can I say? You're the king of canine cops. Congratulations on 40 years in TV.
You're a tribute to your species, and you're a tribute to my species. And I wish you the best, and frankly, I'd like to see you run in '96.
This is Joan London. Tomorrow, members of our Good Morning America family get a new look for a new year. Plus champagne do's and don'ts. Connie Selica and Dick Clark on Good Morning America tomorrow here on ABC.
Now, stay tuned for Lion, Africa's King of the Beasts on World of Discovery. Next.